on in black and silver. Different team, results.
Big handling into the Islanders zone. Slap shot is goal.
Mario Le Magnifique. Same team, probable playoff results.
And he scored.
Other stars shined early in this season. Steve Yzerman threw 3 flyers, and then Ron Hextall. Who's that speed? Dennis Savard.
Makes the move. Spins around, continues. Devlin stays with him. Loves it, Savard. Crowd loves it, Savard. Moves around in front. Score!
Look at rookie Tony Granato. And veteran John Tonelli. Goal scorers need assists. Savard to Dirk Graham. Steve Duchesne threads the needle. Dave Ellett scores. Give the assist to the boards. It's tough on goalies. Steve Dykstra shoots and scores on his own net. Steve Weeks has no one to blame. But give credit where credit is due. Jimmy Waite. Bill Ranford. Ron Hextall. Brian Hayward. Andy Moe. And Mike Liute 1, 2, 3 times. And hits, you wanted hits, the players were flipping over them. Just over half a season gone. All-Stars, playoffs, the Stanley Cup to go.
For 5 seasons, the Edmonton Oilers have been a dominant force in the world of hockey. 4 Stanley Cups and some of the game's finest individual stars. Tonight, the eyes of the hockey world look north to Canada once more, to Edmonton, and the scene of the Oilers' greatest triumphs, the Northlands Coliseum. For this is the NHL's mid-season classic. It's the 40th All-Star Game on the network of the National Hockey League, Sports Channel America.
enjoyed his best season last year as he backstopped the Boston Bruins to the Stanley Cup Finals. Number 1, goaltender Reggie Lemelin. One of the hardest body checkers in hockey, selected to the NHL's postseason All-Star team last season, playing in his second All-Star game. From the Washington Capitals, number 3, defenseman Scott Stevens. Selected to the NHL All-Rookie team in 1983. He's topped the 20-goal mark 4 times in his NHL career. Appearing in his second All-Star game from the Buffalo Sabres, number 6, defenseman Phil Housley. Sparkplug of the Hartford Whalers and their leading scorer this year. He's averaged over 30 goals in each of his 4 NHL seasons. Making his second All-Star game appearance, number 11, Kevin Dineen. Playing in his first NHL All-Star game, his dramatic overtime goal put the New Jersey Devils in the playoffs last season. For the first time, their leading scorer, number 14, right wing John McLean. A former Calder Trophy winner as NHL Rookie of the Year. He's playing in his third All-Star game. A member of the 1986 Stanley Cup champions from the Montreal Canadiens, number 15, center Bobby Smith. The Canadian Major Junior Player of the Year in 1983. He led the New York Islanders in scoring last season, and he's leading again this season. Playing in his second All-Star game, number 16, center Pat LaFontaine. Making his All-Star game debut, a former Canadian University Player of the Year. He was selected to the NHL All-Rookie team in 1986. The Washington Capitals' leading scorer, number 17, center Mike Ridley. A 5-time 20-goal scorer, making his All-Star debut. He's one half of the first U.S.-born brother combination to ever face each other in an All-Star game. From the New York Rangers, number 18, right winger Brian Mullen. Playing in his 9th NHL All-Star game. A 2-time Norris Trophy winner and 6-time Stanley Cup champion. From the Montreal Canadiens, defenseman and Wales Conference captain, number 19, Larry Robinson. A first-time All-Star, he combines rugged play with offensive strength as a main cog and leading scorer of the Philadelphia Flyers. Number 22, right wing, Rick Tocchet. A former junior hockey All-Star making his NHL All-Star debut. A member of last year's NHL All-Rookie team. From the Boston Bruins, number 25, defenseman Glenn Wesley. The quintessential unsung hero, a fine all-round player and Stanley Cup champion. He's enjoying his best season on left wing for the Montreal Canadiens, number 35, Mike McPhee. The 1987 Canadian Major Junior Player of the Year. Playing in his first All-Star game, he topped the 40-goal mark last weekend. From the Pittsburgh Penguins, number 44, right wing, Rob Brown. Playing in his first All-Star game in his last 2 NHL seasons. He scored 40 and 38 goals. He already has 30 as the leading scorer for the Quebec Nordiques this season, number 75 center, Walt Poddubny. And now here is the starting lineup for the Wales Conference as voted by you, the fans in Chrysler Canada Dodge NHL All-Star fan balloting. Although voted to the starting Wales team at left wing, he is unable to play due to injury. He set an All-Star game record last year with 5 assists. A Stanley Cup champion and the 1988 Lady Byng Trophy winner at the Wales Conference bench from the Montreal Canadiens, Mats Naslund. The first rookie ever voted to the starting All-Star lineup, he led the New Jersey Devils into the playoffs and then the conference championship last season. Number 30, goaltender Sean Burke. A two-time Norris Trophy winner, playing in his 7th All-Star game. The NHL's top scoring defenseman this season. A three-time Stanley Cup champion is an Edmonton Oiler. From the Pittsburgh Penguins, number 7, Paul Coffey. Winner of the Norris Trophy the past 2 seasons as the NHL's top defenseman. He has been an NHL postseason All-Star in each of his 9 campaigns. Captain of the Boston Bruins, number 77, Ray Bourque. He scored a career-high 42 goals last season and was voted as the starting right winger this year. Playing in his 2nd All-Star game, the Boston Bruins' leading scorer, number 8, Cam Neely. The MVP in 2 of his 3 NHL All-Star games. Winner of the Hart Trophy last season is the NHL's most valuable player. The league's leading scorer, captain of the Pittsburgh Penguins, number 66, center, Mario Lemieux. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the Wales Conference bench, and let's meet the staff and coaches for the Prince of Wales Conference All-Star team. First, the trainers for the Wales Conference. From the New York Rangers, Dave Smith, and from the Buffalo Sabres, Rip Simonek. The assistant coach in his 3rd year behind the bench from the Boston Bruins, John Cunniff, and the head coach, a former Boston Bruin firebrand. He brought his enthusiastic approach behind the bench and took his Bruins to the Stanley Cup Finals last season in his 1st full year as coach, Terry O'Reilly. And now here are the All-Stars from the Clarence Campbell Conference. Making his NHL All-Star debut, a former U.S. Collegiate All-Star. His 17 goals this season are already a personal best. From the Winnipeg Jets, number 2, defenseman Dave Ellett. Playing in his 1st NHL All-Star game, a former junior hockey All-Star, a 1st-round draft choice in 1985. Enjoying his best season to date. From the Chicago Blackhawks, number 3, defenseman Dave Manson. A former collegiate All-Star playing in his 1st NHL All-Star game. He's topped the 40-goal mark in each of his last 5 seasons. The elder Mullen brother from the Calgary Flames, number 7, right wing Joe Mullen. He's had 6 straight seasons of at least 30 goals. His 52 goals and 61 assists this season are already new career highs. Playing in his 2nd All-Star game from the Los Angeles Kings, number 9, center Bernie Nichols. His 1st All-Star appearance, an All-Star defenseman as a junior. He was converted to right wing and scored 30 goals last season. From the Toronto Maple Leafs, number 10, Gary Lehman. A 4-time Stanley Cup champion playing in his 6th All-Star game. On 4 occasions, he's reached the 100-point plateau. Captain of the Edmonton Oilers, number 11, center, Mark Messier. With 55 goals for Los Angeles last season, he was selected to the 1987 NHL All-Rookie team. Now as an Edmonton Oiler, he's on his way to another 50-goal campaign. Number 12, center, Jimmy Carson. In his 1st NHL All-Star game, this former Canadian Collegiate All-Star scored 32 goals in his 1st full NHL season. The leading scorer for the St. Louis Blues, number 16, right wing Brett Hull. Playing in his 4th All-Star game, he scored his 50th goal of the season last weekend. The 2nd straight year he's accomplished that feat. Captain of the Detroit Red Wings, number 19, center Steve Yzerman. He's topped the 40-goal mark 4 times and placed top 50 goals. The leading scorer score in Minnesota North Stars history. Making his third All-Star appearance, number 20, right wing Dino Ciccarelli. The 1986 NHL Rookie of the Year, playing in his third All-Star game, a postseason NHL All-Star in 1988. From the Calgary Flames, number 21, defenseman Gary Suter. Playing in his second All-Star game, the top-scoring defenseman in Calgary Flames history, now enjoying a fine comeback from injuries as a Vancouver Canuck, number 23, defenseman Paul Reinhart. A former U.S. Collegiate All-Star and All-American playing in his second All-Star game. Last year's NHL Rookie of the Year with a 51-goal season. From the Calgary Flames, number 25, center Joe Nieuwendyk. Playing in his second straight NHL All-Star game, this former junior All-Star won a league-high 39 games last season. The goaltender for the Calgary Flames, number 30, Mike Vernon. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is the Campbell Conference starting lineup as voted by the fans in Chrysler Canada Dodge NHL All-Star fan balloting. A four-time Stanley Cup champion, the 1986 All-Star Game MVP, last season's winner of the Vezina Trophy for top NHL goaltender. From the Edmonton Oilers, number 31, Grant Fuhr. A four-time Stanley Cup champion selected to the starting lineup for the second straight year. Playing in his fifth All-Star game from the Edmonton Oilers, number 4, defenseman Kevin Lowe. Voted to the starting lineup in his first All-Star appearance, a member of the All-Rookie team in 1987. Among the league leaders in plus-minus this season, from the Los Angeles Kings, number 28, defenseman Steve Duchesne. A four-time Stanley Cup champion in his fifth All-Star game, a former Lady Byng Trophy winner, a four-time 50-goal scorer. He notched his 500th career assist this past weekend. From the Edmonton Oilers, number 17, right wing, Jari Kurri. His 53 goals last year earned him a berth in the postseason All-Star team. Playing in his second All-Star game, the 1987 NHL Rookie of the Year, from the Los Angeles Kings, number 22, left wing, Luc Robitaille. A four-time Stanley Cup champion, 7 times NHL leading scorer, 8 times NHL MVP. Now the second leading scorer of all time. From the Los Angeles Kings, voted starting center, number 99, Captain Wayne Gretzky. Coach of the Campbell Conference All-Stars, the President, General Manager, and coach of the four-time and defending Stanley Cup champion Edmonton Oilers, Glenn Sather. The official for tonight's game, first the backup official, who has worked nearly 350 NHL games, Bob Hall. The linesman for tonight's game, with over 50 experience between them, Ron Asselstein and Wayne Bonney. The referee who worked his 800th NHL game last month, an 18-year NHL veteran, Ron Hogarth. Ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to center ice. At this time, let's greet the honorary captains for tonight's game. The honorary captain of the Wales Conference is an honored member of the Hockey Hall of Fame, a native of Provost, Alberta. He starred for 20 NHL seasons with the Detroit Red Wings and the Toronto Maple Leafs before ending his career with the Edmonton Oilers in the WHA. A veteran of 11 All-Star games, ladies and gentlemen, Norm Allman. The honorary captain of the Campbell Conference, a native of Edmonton, was one of the most effective two-way players in the NHL during the 1960s and early 1970s. He was Norm's line mate in Detroit and also played with the New York Rangers before concluding his playing career with the Edmonton Oilers. Now the assistant general manager of the Oilers, Bruce McGregor. The captain of the Wales Conference team, Larry Robinson, will now present Norm with his Wales team sweater, and the captain of the Campbell Conference, Wayne Gretzky, will present Bruce with the Campbell sweater. Thank you, gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to direct your attention to the Zamboni entrance. The honor guard this evening are members of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Would you please welcome Sergeant Claire Gill, who is Division Coordinator of the NHL RCMP Drug Awareness Program, and Constable Dan Siebel. Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to have two very special guests with us tonight, all-stars from the music world, to perform our national anthems. To sing the Star-Spangled Banner, this gentleman has been awarded 4 gold albums and has been named the Male Vocalist of the Year by the Country Music Association, Music City News, Cashbox Magazine, and the Academy of Country Music. In 1985, he captured a coveted Grammy Award for his mega hit, God Bless the USA. Last month, he spent a week in Washington, D.C. at the invitation of President George Bush, performing at the presidential galas. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join us in welcoming from Nashville, Tennessee, MCA recording artist, Mr. Lee Greenwood.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner
Greenwood. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we take great pleasure in introducing our guest singer for the Canadian National Anthem. This young lady has exploded onto the North American music scene with her powerful vocal stylings, culminating last month by being nominated for 3 Grammy Awards. In 1988, she was awarded Album of the Year, Female Vocalist of the Year, and was named Entertainer of the Year at the Canadian Country Music Awards, and was chosen Canada's Woman of the Year by Chatelaine magazine. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Sire recording artist, Alberta's own Katie Lang.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, a true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Ladies and gentlemen, Katie Lang.
And with the performances of our national anthem, we're with a guy who has been selected 4 times for the Montreal Canadiens to play in the All-Star game, Mats Naslund. But Mats, you're not going to be able to put the skates on tonight, and that's a shame.
Well, I said I wasn't gonna miss it too much, but the last half hour when the tension got a little higher and the national anthem was singing, I really started missing it.
Tell us why you're not going to be able to play tonight.
Well, I sprained my ankle in Pittsburgh about 6 days ago, so I'm going to be out 7 to 10 days, so I should be back next game for Montreal on Saturday.
You guys are flying. The Canadiens are really playing some hockey this season. You got to be very happy with the year.
Yeah, we've been very consistent. A couple of bad games, but you have to accept that. Otherwise, we've been playing super hockey.
You also have to be looking forward to the playoffs because you know they're already there. You're kind of looking ahead now to see who you're going to be playing and where that lines up.
Yeah, I guess our motivation is first overall and lowest goals against, but any team we play in our division is going to be a tough task for us. It's good teams in our division.
Better club than the Canadiens have had over the past few seasons this year. Any particular reason why?
Well, I think the depth, we've got 4 good lines and 6 good defense and 2 super goaltenders. I think that's the main thing.
I'm not sure any team has more depth than you, is there?
No, a lot of teams got better superstars or better guys to score goals and so on, but the depth is that's the thing we might gonna survive in the playoff for.
Okay, Mats Naslund, we're sorry you can't be out there on the ice tonight, but thanks very much and enjoy the game, at least sitting and watching it.
I will enjoy it, yeah, thank you.
Okay, Mats Naslund from the Montreal Canadiens, our guest here, and unfortunately, as he said, not able to get into tonight's play. It is rocking here tonight, and Jigs, before I throw it to you, I have to tell you, Gretzky was the last in line to come out here, and they held him off as long as they could in the locker room, and when he came out, the eyes were a little moist as we stood next to him here before he went out on the ice, and he swallowed hard about 4 times. He doesn't say much about it, but it is really tough to come back here to Edmonton, and something that he really enjoys, even though it's that difficult to go on the ice in another uniform.
Yeah, we can well imagine, Gary. We were here. Sports Channel America was here when he made his return back in October for that first game between the Kings and the Oilers. But this is a little different. Dressing in that same dressing room, being reunited with Curry, Messier, and so many people. He has his mom and dad here. His wife Janet is on hand, and his young daughter as well. And we're just about set for the 40th National Hockey League All-Star Game. There are your officials. 40-year-old Ron Hogarth, been in the National Hockey League since 1977. 35-year-old Wayne Bonney and 42-year-old Ron Asseltine will work the lines. Sean Burke, What a story. 22 years of age. He was in the nets for 9 of the Devils' 11 playoff victories. First onto the scene as the NHL's Rookie of the Month last March. And there's the veteran, Grant Fuhr. 5'10", 185 pounds, 75 games he played last season. Not having perhaps an all-star year here in 88-89. But he's one of the reasons the Oilers are still defending Stanley Cup champs. From overhead, Gretzky and Lemieux, and we're underway in the annual All-Star game. Gretzky for the Campbell Conference. Laying it back to Kevin Lowe. Dumps it ahead on this left side. Robitaille played it to Curry. Now Paul Coffey for the Prince of Wales Conference. Just dumps it out to center. There's Lowe. Right side, Curry dumps one in wide of Burke. This is Robitaille from Los Angeles. Around the boards to his teammate Wayne Gretzky. Now to Jari Kurri in front to Lowe, and it's broken up by Neely. Robitaille works it to the corner for Gretzky. Centered one across. Picked off the boards by Duchesne to Curry. Now to Gretzky. Gretzky centers. That hit his teammate. And now Curry puts it right on target. Good stop by Sean Burke. Paul Coffey from Pittsburgh comes to center. Found a winger on the left side. They try to set up Neely, and it's broken up neatly by Duchesne. Steve Duchesne from Los Angeles to Gretzky to Robitaille. 2-on-1. Back to Gretzky. Checked by his old teammate Paul Coffey. Here's Neely, the Boston Bruins star, to Coffey. He's checked at center ice. Luke's puck, Robitaille. To Gretzky in front to Curry. He's done it before. There it is again. Gretzky setting up Curry. Deja vu.
You wonder how many times these two have combined to score goals on this net. Sean Burke had made a good save earlier on Jari Kurri, but Gretzky with the pass across on the backhand. Watch it right now. Gretzky will throw it across. Curry all alone goes to his backhand and freezes Sean Burke. He stretches out but beats him easily to make it 1-0. But what a play by Curry coming in. Leads this team in points with 78. The only European in the game. Jari Kurri takes that puck and slides it through the legs after the pass from Wayne Gretzky.
Pretty to watch. Jari Kurri, 1 minute and 7 seconds into the first period, and the Campbell Conference is on top, 1-0. Wayne Gretzky, quite naturally, will get an assist. Pretty 2-on-1 passing play. Now Messier on the ice for this conference, brings them across the line. Right side to Mullen, and a shot changed direction. Robinson, the captain of the Prince of Wales Conference, moves it up into the center ice zone. Here's Bobby Smith from Montreal, shooting it wide of the net. Puck deflected high in the air. Evan Dineen from the Hartford Whalers plays it around the board. Joey Mullen from Calgary tapped it back. It's set up but tipped out into the center ice zone. Robinson watches it go back into his own territory. Recovering it there, Glenn Wesley, the young Boston Bruin defenseman, plays it to center ice. Campbell Conference tightening up, just turned it over, however. There's Scott Stevens out on the ice now. Dino Ciccarelli intercepting his pass. Ciccarelli playing it up the right wing board. Stevens shot it off Steve Yzerman. Prince of Wales Conference heading up again. They have Suter out on defense. Played it to the right side. Ciccarelli could not get a stick on it. Suter chasing it back in the net. There's Pat LaFontaine from the New York Islanders working it around the boards. Ryan Mullen unable to center it. Pick up at the line. Dumped in a little deeper by John McLean of the Devils. So they've got a Ranger, a Devil, and an Islander on a forward line together, Scotty.
And the Wales Conference since 75, 10 wins and only 2 losses. So they've had a big edge thus far.
They're right back in. LaFontaine with a shot, the rebound, and Fuhr got a piece of that. What an opportunity. LaFontaine, McLean, and Muller set up. Stevens and Housley on defense for the Prince of Wales Conference. The Campbell Conference leading 1-0, and that goal by Jari Kurri. Wayne Gretzky and Luke Robitaille assisted. Dave Manson from the Chicago Blackhawks plays it up the right side. Campbell Conference to Brett Hull, who's wide open on left wing, trying to come in around Bourque. That chase back of the net. Raymond Bourque, one of the league's outstanding defensemen, to Rick Tocchet of the Philadelphia Flyers, who was checked at center. Hull sends Carson over the line. He shoots, stick save by Bourque. Played up the boards. Brought up by Walt Konopny. Cross to Rick Tocchet here on the right side. Tocchet centers one. Knocked away by Grant Fuhr. Sticks out of the corner again. They try to set something up here. Mike Ridley from the Washington Caps had his centering pass broken up. Brett Hull from the St. Louis Blues shoots from center up high on Sean Burke. Now Coffey here on the right side. Played it back to the opposite side for Bourque. What a combination. Bork and Coffey to Brown at center. Brown, Lemieux, and Tocchet. Now Tocchet is replaced. Here's a break for Gretzky. Over the line with Robitaille. The pass to Curry. It's kicked out. Again, they set it up. It's where they've never been separated. Here's Lemieux breaking in. Centers. Oh, Neely couldn't get a stick on it. Cam Neely. Now Brown trying to work from back of the net. Centers one. Neely turns, shoots. Pure the save. Loose puck. Ritz. It's set up by Lemieux to Neely. And now Lemieux is knocked down in the corner, and Gretzky comes up with the puck. Wayne Gretzky to center ice. It's wide open. The pass to Curry. To Gretzky for a shot. Good save again by Sean Burke. Campbell Conference moving out of the corner. There's Gretzky. Scores!
What a play for Wayne Gretzky. I think it was Duchesne, the defenseman from Los Angeles, threw it across. Gretzky goes to his backhand once again, gets Burke going one way, so we've been trading chances before that. Neely had a good chance, but Gretzky lurking on the far side. Here's Duchesne, I'm sure, the defenseman that throw it across. Gretzky just goes to his backhand, and Burke's going one way, and the puck goes in the net. Put him ahead.
Now two. If we can get a goal for Messier and a goal for Lemieux, we can all go home because the fans have seen what they have come for. Curry set up by Gretzky. Now Gretzky from Duchesne at 4:33, and it's 2-0. The Campbell Conference leading the Prince of Wales Conference. Loose puck in the Wales zone. It's played up this left side, and into center ice comes Joe Nieuwendyk of the Calgary Flames. Dumps one in. Mullen puts it right on goal. That's Joey Mullen, who is teammate at Calgary. Nieuwendyk now back to Suter. Pass to the right side. Reinhardt set up Messier to Reinhardt again for a shot that's blocked at the side of the net. Wesley couldn't get a stick on it. Out in front to Mullen. That's broken up. Reinhardt centers one. Knocked down is Nieuwendyk. Messier, or Deneen, excuse me, breaks up for the Prince of Wales Conference. He and Mike McPhee moving in. McPhee got checked at the last second. Mullen to Nieuwendyk. Up down into the Wales Conference zone. This is going to be an icing as Scott Stevens touches up. We've seen some heavy hitting. We've seen a couple of pretty goals. It's 2-0. Campbell Conference in front. With Scotty Bowman, I'm Jakes McDonald at the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton. 14 minutes, 27 seconds remaining in this opening period. Some pretty goals, Scotty.
And collectively, the Campbell Conference went into the game with 66 more goals than the Wales Conference.
Worst record when it comes to wins and losses, though. The puck cleared down. Stevens and Housley back on the Prince of Wales defense. This is Scott Stevens from Washington to Pat LaFontaine. He out there along with McLean and Muller. Ryan Mullen. Vicarelli. Four Stars leading goal scorer. They play it across into the center ice zone. Dave Manson trying to work one on goal. Now his shot just goes wide. Comes back to the left point. Allen unable to get a stick on it. McLean is given to LaFontaine. To Mullen. Brian Mullen to LaFontaine, who couldn't get a stick down. Cicerelli picks it up here in the left wing boards. Nino Cicerelli playing it across. Dave Manson has played it down into the Wales Conference zone. Here's Ray Bork. Bork's pass up the middle, just out of the reach of Brian Mullen. And this will be an icing call as Duchesne goes back to touch up. 13 minutes and 21 seconds remaining in the opening period. The fans are loving it. We hope you're enjoying it too. Well, business is slow at the novelty stands. You're looking at the concourse here at the Northlands Coliseum. Deserted because everybody is in the seats. 17,502 on hand tonight. They have seen Yari Curry of the Oilers and Wayne Gretzky of the Los Angeles Kings take the Campbell Conference to a 2-0 lead. Mike Ridley of the Caps moving in. Ridley after a loose puck gets it back to Bork for a shot. Pure the save. Raymond Bork off the left point. And Pure just made it look routine. There's Bork's coach at Boston in his first National Hockey League All-Star game. What a thrill that must be, Scotty.
Well, you certainly look forward to this game because you know that last season you were in the Stanley Cup Finals. This is kind of the reward you get to choose the team and coach it.
20 years ago, Scotty coached his first of 8 All-Star games, and we're thrilled to have him in our broadcast booth tonight. You're watching Kevin Lowe chase the puck into his own zone. Jimmy Carson is at center ice. They have Brett Hull of the St. Louis Blues on one side and Gary Lehman of the Toronto Maple Leafs on the other. Bork and Coffey on defense here for the Prince of Wales Conference. This is Bork. Back to Paul Coffey. Coffey turning at center ice as Hull picked up his check. And down a hit on Ridley. Good hit by Kevin Lowe. Who said they don't hit in an all-star game, Scotty?
Last time the Campbell Conference won, it was 9-3 in Nassau Coliseum in '83.
Look out here, 2-on-1. Brett Hull with a slap shot. Burke the save. They unload on a big slap shot off the stick of Brett Hull. Let's pause for a regional break. You're watching the 40th NHL All-Star Game on Sports Channel. Campbell Conference leading the Prince of Wales Conference as we get set for a face-off. Looking at it from high overhead here. Gretzky, Robitaille, and Curry, the forward line. Suter and Reinhart together on defense for the Campbell Conference. Cam Neely has given the puck to Rob Brown, and now to Mario Lemieux. Back to the point. Long shot blocked in front of the net. Cam Neely sets it up. The Wales Conference. Forced back into their own zone. Robinson on one side of the defense, Wesley on the other. Forward line with two Pittsburgh Penguins, Lemieux and Brown. Another forward from the Boston Bruins, Cam Neely. Here's Gary Suter. Reinhart plays it up the boards. Gretzky with a pass to Luc Robitaille. Robinson drops back. Robitaille walks in. Can't get it to Suter in time. Robinson put it back in the net, but there's both Gary Curry and Luc Robitaille. Now they move the puck to Brown. Across to Lemieux. Reinhart cuts to his right as Lemieux comes over the line with it. Mario Lemieux puts it out in front. It's cleared from the goal bar. Just one-handed it out there for Rob Brown. Slick as a whistle. Now Robitaille unable to control it. Gretzky puts it across the line to Robitaille. Back to Wayne Gretzky. On the backhand, cuts to the forehand, and Burke beats him. The rebound right into the pads of Burke. Picked up and cleared out by Stevens. Here's Mario Lemieux with Brown as they get across the line. Lemieux trying to cut in on his defenseman. Taken out neatly. Comes to the side of the net. Picked off by Stevens. Centers it across. Brown fanned on his first shot. Now Pure blocks the second effort.
Third straight shift, Lemieux against Gretzky. We've had most of the scoring chances when these two lines have been on the ice. We saw the good chance that Rob Brown had. Gretzky had a good one as he swung in on the other end. So if this continues, Jigs, we're going to have a lot of scoring chances. There's a lot more room in this type of game. There's not as much body play. You give skilled offensive players room, you make good plays. Brown, he couldn't really handle this when it got rolling on him, and he still slid it right at the net.
And down at the other end, just prior to that, Wayne Gretzky had a great chance. Here's another one for the Prince of Wales Conference, and McPhee is robbed by Pure. Bobby Smith from Montreal moves from back of the net to McPhee, and there'll be a penalty on the play as McPhee was taken down. Prince of Wales gets the extra man out. There's a shot just wide of the net off the Neen stick. Bobby Smith trying to center. McPhee goes in after it, can't reach it. We get the penalty now, and it'll be coming against the Campbell Conference. We pause now for a regional break. You're watching the All-Star Game on Sports Channel America. Now you're looking at Mark Messier in the penalty box. He'll be, well, he was 28 last month and takes a holding penalty, Scotty.
Yes, and Phil Housley nearly snuck in from the point. You'll see that with so many good offensive defensemen. Virtually impossible to play solid defense in your own end with these type of players.
Now the power play for the Prince of Wales Conference. Cam Neely, Rob Brown, and Mario Lemieux. Stevens and Housley on the points. Couple of big gunners there. Stevens puts it back in the net. Lemieux centers. Neely scores. Cam Neely set up by Mario Lemieux and Scott Stevens. It's 2-1.
You know that no lead is safe in an all-star game. The Campbell Conference, 28 goals. They average, the other one 25. But here's Neely. He makes a good play by getting into position in the slot area. And watch the pass right now. Lemieux right behind that net. He just slides it. Just had enough room to get it by the post. Neely has the good hands. You get Neely in that scoring position. He's been hot lately in the NHL since Craig Janney's been back, but took the pass from Lemieux, put it right behind Pure before he could move.
Only 12 seconds after the penalty to Messier. Neely's goal at the 9:47 mark. 23-year-old Cam Neely, 3 years at Vancouver, down his third season with the Boston Bruins. Rookie of the Year, Joe Muhlendyk centers, and Mullen can't tip it by the goalkeeper, Sean Burke. Now Out they come. Raymond Bork leading the rush. Lead pass for LaFontaine is offside at the Campbell Conference blue line. You look at the Allender, Pat LaFontaine, and it's Ray Bork. Let's check in with our colleague, Gary Thorne.
All right, Yvonne Lendlow's joining us here. We see him on the tennis court all the time, but Yvonne, you're also involved in hockey. Tell the people about it.
Well, I'm enjoying the hockey a lot, and over here with Richard, we have a lot of fun.
The Hartford Whalers, where you're involved, yes?
Yes, that's correct.
And a part owner?
No, that's not
Someday,
true.
maybe?
No, I don't think so.
Just a fan?
Yeah, I just enjoy watching.
And Vaughn, have a good time.
Thank you.
Vaughn Lendlow joining us, Jigs.
He is now, Gary, on the board of directors, all right, of the Hartford Whalers. Understand at most of their home games and travels quite often, too. Here's LaFontaine breaking it on left wing. Cuts to the forehand, puts it up on the top of the net. Pure reach, but it's in the mesh, just past the crossbar.
What a scoring chance for a young Pat LaFontaine. He's able to get in, and anytime LaFontaine's getting in on the goal, you can expect anything. He goes to his backhand, and Bjork sort of stumbles and loses position, and there's LaFontaine getting that puck, and he stays on his backhand and just about gets it on his forehand. The puck goes over and lands on top of the net as Bjork moves to the side.
And back at the bench, playing in his second All-Star game. His first ever was in St. Louis last year, where he was born. And he has his dad on hand here in Edmonton tonight. Asked him why. He said because he was so instrumental. Here's an opportunity. They score! It's all tied up as Walt Kudubny picks up a rebound. The former New York Ranger, now with the Quebec Nordique, has tied it at 2.
Right off the face-off, the puck coming back. It was Robinson took the shot. The rebound is lying right there, and Walt Kudubny. Here's Robinson. He just sort of throws it across, and the other defenseman just takes the shot. And here's the chance for Kudubny. He just goes to his left side, and 30-goal scorer Walt Kudubny. Pure down, and there's nobody really taking anybody out in front of the net, Jigs. And when you look at it, though, these players, 18 skaters have averaged a goal every 2 games. If you went by the law of averages, they'd score 9 goals each. We could have it tonight.
We just might. We're midway through the first period. We've had 4 goals scored now. Campbell Conference opened up a 2-goal lead. The Prince of Wales Conference on goals by Cam Neely and Walt Kudubny are right back. And here they come, the white-clad Campbell Conference All-Stars, sending Yzerman in on left side. Steve Yzerman to Nichols, and his shot ends up in the seats. A 2-2 tie on Kudubny's goal. It's been a wide-open first period. That lady's husband has put on quite a show. That's Janet Jones Gretzky. In the black, her husband with a goal and an assist, representing the Los Angeles Kings, back here at Edmonton for the 40th All-Star game. And out in front, Cicerelli was set up, only to be beaten by Sean Burke. Kevin Lowe pinching in on the left wing boards, got it to Cicerelli, pulling it away from Housley, then centered one, it goes to the corner. Stevens bumps Yzerman, who puts it to the back of the net. Comes to the side of the goal, a wraparound for Cicerelli failed to click. And now the Prince of Wales Conference just moving it out to center is chased by Bernie Nichols. What a season he has had in Los Angeles. Bernie Nichols with a pass to Kevin Lowe. Shot one that was blocked by Housley and now is picked up offside, just inside the Wales Conference blue line. Kevin Lowe threw the first good hit to this game. He was involved in last night's Illusion and Magic show that preceded the annual All-Star Game dinner. And that, of course, was brought into this All-Star game tonight when you saw the players introduce Magic and Illusion. None of the steam or the smoke down there. 8 minutes, 18 seconds in this first period remaining.
And, you know, Jake, 6 players lead their team in scoring from the Campbell and 8 from the Wales. So you've got all the big guns here.
And the people are loving it as we watch Hartford's Kevin Dineen center the puck. Mike McPhee takes it now, puts it back in the net, intended for Dineen. It's knocked away and comes up the left wing boards. Brett Hull at center ice, 2-on-1. Offside as Hull had a little difficulty handling the puck. Looked up, there was Raymond Bork, but a winger, a teammate, well offside.
And Bork and Coffey, people might wonder who gets the choice of the jersey. Bork actually goes by seniority, and Bork was drafted in 79, and Coffey the year later, but Bork played in an All-Star game before Coffey, so Coffey wears number 7 instead of 77, and Bork wears his 77.
And you saw number 16 on the back of Brett Hull, one of 9 players in tonight's game with college hockey experience. Into the center ice, so Mike McPhee out of RPI to Kevin Dineen, who played at Denver, and they get a lot of them in here in a hurry. Set up again by Bobby Smith. Pass was blocked and cleared out into center ice. Moving in after it is Jimmy Carson. Burke plays it around the board. Centered in front, broken up by Bobby Smith of Montreal. He, Mike McPhee, and Kevin Dineen over center ice. The pass off the right wing boards out of McPhee's reach. Ray Bourque had started to make a player change. Now Coffey goes back to pick up a loose puck. Played it out of the reach of Bourque. Neely, who has just come out, almost turned it over to Lehman, and Burke clears that up the board. Here's Dave Ellett of Winnipeg putting it back in the net. Paul Coffey right in front of his own goal. Gave it to McPhee, got it to center, and Ellett plays it to the right side. Wayne Gretzky moved in off the board to Lehman, who shot one wide. That bounces out into center. Ellett is back to work. Dave Ellett will have a new coach when he gets back to Winnipeg. And Maloney relieved of his duties today. Meantime, the Campbell Conference has their play broken up. Paul Coffey moves it to center. Lemieux chases the puck. Lemieux went to center, one to Brown. He's hauled down before he can shoot it. Play continues. It's moved up along the boards by Dave Manson, and now Gretzky comes to center. Gretzky is over the line with a pass to Curry, broken up neatly by Cam Neely, and here's Lemieux. Sets it up for Brown to Lemieux. A backhander is wide. Luc Robitaille on left wing. The people's choice. Plays it ahead to center ice. Here's Steve Duchesne, a teammate at Los Angeles, to Yari Curry, to Wayne Gretzky. He shoots. Burke has it. There's no further play. 6 minutes and 8 seconds left in this opening period. Where are you now, Gary Thorne?
Well, we're down in the stands with Bruce McNaughton. You talk about a perfect cue. This is the owner of the Los Angeles Kings. His guy just shot. His guy 1-1 in the first 2 shifts. Look at the smile on this guy's face.
It reminds me of the opening game with the Kings when Wade scored the first goal we had against Detroit in the opening game. It was a perfect scenario. You couldn't have written a better script.
You feel safe in this city?
I feel very safe. The people are really great here. I really enjoy it.
You gotta have love that. We were talking about Curry and Gretzky coming out together, and then the first opportunity looked like they'd never been apart.
Oh, they're just playing great together as always. Just look like they just started out from the old days again.
Okay, let's go back up the jigs.
All right, Gary. Scotty, if I know Gary Thorne, his next move is to ask Mr. McDowell if he has change for $1, just in case he might get one of those rare coins.
Talking to the right guy, but we saw Coffey, the really value of Coffey with Lemieux after the good chance. Coffey got it up to Lemieux and a good scoring chance.
Eddie Ever. Now here's Kevin Lowe. McLean knocked his feet out. Lowe brings it to the blue line. Dumps it in a little deeper. Scott Stevens to John McLean. Devils representative John McLean at center ice. Had it knocked away. Stevens with it. Up to McLean. Off his stick to Lowe. The Edmonton Oilers all-star defenseman to Joey Nieuwendyk. Last year's Rookie of the Year has dumped it in. Burke plays it away from Nieuwendyk. Trapped on the boards. Turned over to John McLean. Out of the right side, and here's Housley leading the run. The Buffalo Sabre goes to LaFontaine for a shot that hit the goalpost. Out they come. We've got the 2 Mullen brothers out there together. Joey Mullen from Calgary, to Nieuwendyk to Messier to Joey Mullen, and he was checked on the play by John McLean. A long pass by Brian Mullen to LaFontaine to McLean for a slap shot that missed on the stick side. The puck bounces out to center, picked up by Nichols. Messier. Nichols goes to the front of the net. Messier's pass to Mullen for a shot. That hit the post. Ends up on right wing for Walt Konopny. Konopny across the line. He's given it to Paul Coffey. Oh, what a play as he tried to check in. An outstanding defensive move by Gary Suter. Suter, a former Rookie of the Year out of Wisconsin University. And Ridley dumps it back. Coffey with a shot. Booms off the pads of Brent Pure. This is Suter. Into center. Nichols spreads it to the right side. Dino Ciccarelli puts it in front, right to the catching glove of Sean Burke. It came off Ray Bourque, but Burke very alertly picked it up and held on to it. We've got ourselves a 2-2 tie.
Well, there's Joey Mullen. 5 more than 40 goals in this league, but this is his first all-star performance. Hits the post from about 30 feet, so Joey Mullen having a great year with Calgary. 37 goals, 37 assists. He leads that team in scoring, but only his first all-star appearance. I find that hard to believe.
I do, too. What a great hockey player. An ECAC first all-star when he was playing at Boston College for the Eagles. What an acquisition by the Calgary Flames. Flames right now #1 overall in the National Hockey League. And their conference, the Campbell Conference, moving in to Steve Yzerman from Detroit. His pass picked off, however. Nichols with it. Trying to set it up for Yzerman, who's gone to the front of the net. Larry Robinson, the captain of the Wales Conference, couldn't get pocket open at center. Now Glenn Wesley dumps it into the center ice area. Campbell Conference sets up again. This is Suter. Has given it to Reinhardt. Former teammates at Calgary. Reinhardt now with the Vancouver Canucks. Yzerman moves it up to Dino Cicerelli. Back to Nichols. Takes, looks for some help, then centered it across to Reinhardt. Puts it in the corner. Cicerelli gets it loose. An opportunity set up for Yzerman, but he was unable to control the puck. This is Podubny to Ridley. He and Tocchet go over the line. Now to Podubny on the right side. Centers one, and Tocchet was checked at the last second by Yzerman. Puck on the mesh to the right of Grant Fuhr, and there's no further play. There are the numbers. Who would you like to start your franchise with? Steve Yzerman, Grant Fuhr, Wayne Gretzky, or Mario Lemieux? Tough choice. 75 cents per call. That's our fan poll for this 40th All-Star game. You see the numbers to call. Yzerman, Fuhr, Gretzky, or Lemieux? Well, it opens up quite a debate, doesn't it?
Hard to miss, though, with any one of the four. If you're starting a new franchise, expansion teams don't get that kind of player.
Nor do we get this kind of view regularly. You see our camera right on the Campbell Conference bench. Watching the action and the players. This is Jimmy Carson, Southfield, Michigan native, cutting to center. He's across the line with a pass that was tipped by Stevens. Lehman picked it out of the corner, then gave it away to Stevens. The Kitchener, Ontario native, 24 years of age. Scott Stevens assisted on a goal here by Neely, a power play goal. Here's one of those RPI engineers, Mike McPhee, putting the puck in the zone. Picked up by Deneen, and then he lost it. Brett Hull turns and starts out, has Lehman with him on the right. Lehman takes the pass, back to Hull, and they're calling it offside. Delayed call by linesman Ron Asseltine. And disagreeing a little, and so is Brett Hull. 2 minutes and 44 seconds left in this first period. The president, general manager, coach, jack of all trades in Edmonton, Glenn Cameron Sather.
Getting the magic back again with Gretzky and Curry must be a great thrill for Glenn Sather. Terry O'Reilly working his magic and saw Cam Neely, one of his players, get that beautiful pass from Mario Lemieux.
Now another one of his players, Raymond Bourque, has moved the puck to the left side. McPhee gets over the line, trying to play it around Manson, and Gretzky is there. Wayne Gretzky puts it in the center ice area for Luc Robitaille. Yes, Gary Curry is still the other member of this forward line. Robitaille comes across the blue line. He's given it to Curry for a shot. Burke the save. He covers the puck and holds on. The Campbell Conference with 13 shots on goal. The Wales Conference with 11. We're late in the first period. Sean Burke has had the tougher of the saves.
I think so. When you look at the defense, I thought the Wales defense offensively would really give trouble to this Campbell Conference, but defensively they've had to give up the line. There's so many outnumbered situations. Maybe the best defensive play of the game was the one you called on Steve Yzerman, saved the goal with Tocchet going in about a minute ago.
There's another look at that save a moment ago by Sean Burke. He reaches out to cover the puck. Big guy, 6'3", 185 pounds from the New Jersey Devils. Here's Cam Neely breaking in on right wing. He went to the stick side and just wide of the net. Lemieux trying to set up ground. The pass didn't arrive, and Curry takes it from Gretzky and comes over the blue line with it. The pass off Manson's stick. Dave Manson goes to the corner. Centered one in front, and Rob Brown sends Lemieux away. Ellett trying to catch up. Oh, my! Bad save, and now the rebound, and Lemieux can't jam it in. Neely goes back to the net. Brown parked out in front. Listen to the crowd react to the save of Grant Fuhr. The action as they turn the puck over. Brown to Lemieux, to Neely, and it was blocked. Now Lemieux with a backhander. Comes back to Coffey, who shot it wide. You would think it was Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final, the way the crowd is into this one. Here's Luc Robitaille. Can't split the defense. Sean Burke down with the puck loose. Oh, Coffey played it right back to Burke, who covers it at the goal line. Well.
I think what's made this game is the Gretzky-Lemieux rivalry, and Lemieux, the great game a year ago, the pride of Gretzky, and they have both taken their teams and they've taken charge of them, and that's why we're trading chances. He guessed on this play and guessed right. He maybe didn't have enough time to do what he wanted to do. Dave Ellett trying to get back to him, and Fuhr, he likes to go up high usually, but see, Fuhr stayed up right to the last second, and I think Lemieux was hoping that Fuhr might collapse a bit and he'd go up high, but he didn't.
And then he got it again, came around, and there's Fuhr with the pad stack, covering all the low ice. and showing us why he is an all-star goaltender. Joey Mullen up with Mark Messier and Joey Newen on the forward line now for the Campbell Conference. 2 Calgary Flames and an Edmonton Oilers. Talk about a rivalry, but Glenn Sather has put them together here, and Nieuwendyk has the puck at center ice. He and Joey Mullen over the line. The play broken up by Robinson. Puck goes to John McLean. McLean to LaFontaine. It's broken up. Cleared out by the Campbell Conference. Robinson with it again at center ice. Up to Brian Mullen, the younger of the 2 brothers from Hell's Kitchen. LaFontaine kicked it to McLean, and a shot deflected wide. LaFontaine backhanded it right across the goal mouth. Cleared ahead by Duchesne from L.A. to Messier. Pass deflected to Robinson. Veteran defenseman has dumped it into center ice. Reinhardt turned it over to Robinson. 37-year-old Larry Robinson goes in offside, and there's no further play.
You're right about Larry Robinson. There's, look at Paul Reinhardt up in Vancouver, but Robinson at 37, and you got Smith and Lemela over 30, and only Joey Mullen at 31 for the Campbell All-Stars. And when you look at Gordie Howe, with 51 years old playing in an All-Star game, that's maybe the only record that's safe in an All-Star game. I think it's pretty safe.
Muir has really played well in this period. I'm just sitting here thinking, Scotty, the wheels are going round. Will Wayne Gretzky play at that age in an All-Star game? Will Mario Lemieux?
I don't think so when you look at the age of the players today. Doug Harvey also was 44 when he played in a game in 1969.
The good old days. But now the youth movement. We have seen the Stars provide some excitement in the first period. Podubny, who had tied the game, just rifled one wide of Muir as the siren sounds, ending an exciting first period in the 40th annual National Hockey League All-Star Game.
Teams have settled down after really creating chances. I was surprised we got out of here with just 4 goals, but we know we're going to get more.
Let's pause for a regional break. You're watching the All-Star Game on Sports Channel America.